Ashlynn didn't expect an answer. The road saw little traffic during the days, and at night no one came here. It was a tiny, forgotten corner of the vast plains of the Spirit River Valley. When she shouted, a raven squawked back at her. The towering trees rattled their bare branches with a gust of wind. No one else replied. With nowhere to go, she wandered to the end of the street where the town dissolved into a landscape of dormant fields. She saw the gray superstructure of a corn elevator, which was grimy with disuse. A children's park nestled in the open space near the farm machinery, underneath soaring oak trees. The ground was muddy and winter brown. She spotted an old swing, made of thick rope with a warped wooden seat hanging from one of the low branches of the largest tree. She kicked through the soggy grass and sat down. With the heels of her leather calf boots in a puddle, she pushed herself gently back and forth and hung on to the scratchy twine. It made her feel younger and innocent again. It made her want to stay there forever. She closed her eyes, listening to the roar of the wind and inhaling the scent of pine. She lost track of where she was. She thought about her father when she was just a girl, and she found herself humming a lullaby that made her smile. He'd sung it to her in the old days. She tried to pretend for a while that things were different, but pretending didn't erase what she'd done or change what she had to do. Sometimes life gave you unbearable choices. When Ashlynn opened her eyes again, she was still in the ghost town, but she was no longer alone. Two silhouettes had seemingly risen out of the dead ground. They stood watching her on the dirt road near the park. Ashlynn clutched the rope swing, keenly aware of how vulnerable she was. Her instincts told her to flee, but she couldn't run. The three of them stared at each other, 30 feet apart, frozen and cautious. No one moved. No one spoke. Then the taller of the two strangers ventured closer, and the second followed behind. Ashlynn recognized them. They were girls from her high school. St. Croix girls. The taller girl swaggered toward Ashlynn until she was practically in her face. She carried a beer bottle in her hand, and when she spoke, a hoppy aroma wafted from her mouth.
Ashlynn Steele. I don't believe it.
"Hello, Olivia," Ashlynn said calmly. Olivia Hawk was a year younger than Ashlynn. The girl was 5'10", bony, and pretty. Her legs were long matchsticks, squeezed inside ratty jeans, and she wore an untucked flannel shirt over a white t-shirt that let an inch of her flat stomach peek through. She had long chestnut hair and intense brown eyes. She was smart and fiery, and Ashlynn could see naked emotion on the girl's face.
"What are you doing here?"
Olivia demanded. Her voice cracked more with misery than anger. She was obviously drunk. Other girls resented Ashlynn because of who she was, the daughter of Florian Steele, rich in a town where everyone else scraped by, blonde, small, beautiful. That was enough. But with Olivia, there was more. Even if there had been no feud between the towns, no ugly secrets, the two of them would never have been friends.
"I got a flat tire,"
Ashlynn said.
"So where were you tonight?"
"Nowhere," Ashlynn replied. She heard the unspoken accusation from Olivia. "You were in St. Croix, weren't you?" It wasn't true, but she had no intention of sharing what had really happened. That was her own secret.
"What about you two?"
Ashlynn asked. "Why are you here?"
"You wouldn't understand,"
Olivia said.
"Try me. We're here for Kimberly, okay? The three of us used to hang out here."
Ashlynn closed her eyes and felt Olivia's grief and anger wash over her. She understood. She'd intruded on something sacred.
"Kimberly died 2 years ago tonight, Ashlynn," Olivia went on. "You probably don't remember."
"Yes, I do."